This is the Everyday Hustle Show, where our number one priority is self-development.
Each week, we will dive into insightful topics that encourage you to push your thinking beyond average.
Smash that subscribe button and tune in every Sunday at 6 p.m. Welcome.
Yeah.
Everyone to the 54th recorded episode of the Everyday Hustle Show, coming to you live. Well, not live, coming to you pre-recorded from Lake Worth, Florida.
Good bottle, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, rather.
And we have dead air.
Yo, what are we talking about today, Drew?
All right, first off, I want to welcome Christian back. I want to welcome Jesse back.
I was here last week.
It's been a month since we've had an episode with the Three Stooges.
Oh, that's true.
So we're here. We're excited. I'm back to 100% on the health spectrum. Last week I wasn't feeling too hot. Jesse was back a week ago, but he's back from vacation. Back in the office, back to work.
Back to work.
Christian's back from his vacation, but also back to work. So we're about to dive into relationships this week.
Whoa.
And not just any type of particular relationship. We're talking about intimate female relationships here.
No way, dude.
Many people may or may not know this, but I am married.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse is in a serious relationship.
Yep.
Committed.
And Christian
Unadulterated
is
relationship.
now in a very, 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 very serious relationship. So
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to spoil that news. So Christian, why don't you take maybe 2 to 4 minutes tops? Okay, bro? Don't get all long-winded and shit, okay? Tell us about your trip to Disney. Tell us about what happened. Tell us, a little bit, a highlight, a low light, or, just give the people something to take home from your Disney vacay.
Yeah, man, it was awesome. So I'd been planning this actually for probably 9-8 months. And I've mentioned it in the podcast before, but I kind of, said it without saying it. Kind of sneaky a little bit. But, yeah, it was awesome, man. It was cool. I had my cousin fly down. Him and his wife came down for the trip. So we went out, got an Airbnb, spent a lot of time together. And it literally, there's literally maybe 1 or 2 minor things, but it literally worked out exactly how I had been envisioning it for the past 8-9 months. So yeah, so we went up there. I had a plan to do it to propose right when we got to the park, just so that way, I wouldn't have to hold on to it and, have to feel that anxiety the whole day. But probably 2 months prior, I was like, nah, you know what? I really my actual, what I really want to do is to wait until New Year's Day, so right at midnight, because they have this crazy fireworks show, and so yeah, it worked out perfect, man. Literally right when they do a countdown, so it was 10, 9, and when it got to 1, I got down on my knee and asked her, so it was.
I was literally on the verge of crying.
It was, yeah, I was like.
You know what caught my eye though? You were on one knee, but sitting on the other knee, and I was like, because okay, I'm gonna do this, but people won't be able to see it, but Christian was like this, asking his girlfriend to marry him this. Normally, it would be, you want to be
yeah.
I know that people can't see this, but y'all get what I'm saying?
Yeah, he fucked up, dude.
It looked good though. It looked good. The fireworks, and talk about.
Listen, I've never asked anybody to marry me before. So
talk about a freaking magical experience, my dudes.
It was awesome. And like I said, my cousin and wife were there, or my cousin and his wife were there. So they took a video, went. They took a video, pictures. So it was really cool, man. And
Nice Designs is going to do a complimentary engagement photo shoot for Christian.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
I'll go ahead and unplug myself real quick. Nice Designs is a company specializing in videography, photography, and design work located in South Florida. Reach out to me at create@andrewnice.com for your media needs.
Get it.
What do you think about that, Jesse?
I thought you were going to say sexual needs, but...
yeah, so it was awesome.
Okay, wow. Talk about an emotional New Year's, huh?
Yeah.
New Year's is emotional enough as it is, but then to go ahead and drop the "Will you marry me?" and friggin' "Till death do us part" bomb.
Yes, sir.
Brother.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Like I said, I've never been here before, and it's been kind of like in the works for a while. You know, Andrew, you came out and helped me, pick out the ring and kind of able to go through that whole process. And it was a lot easier not being by myself through the whole process. I reached out to, a few people, and it really did take like a lot of people that made it that much more stress free. So I'm definitely grateful for everyone.
Yeah, there's been a few situations that I've been going through, in just in life in general, that like it's always good to like have those people that you can rely on, whether it's friends or family or whoever it is. Like in today's day and age, it's just very hard to go through stuff alone. Especially if you don't know, if you don't just it's just one of those things where it's like it's okay to ask for help,
right?
Realize you don't have all the answers, and that even something as simple as just going to buy a ring,
right,
or something like that is like, it's cool to bring someone along, not only to share the experience, but to get their input and to have a second opinion on it.
Yeah. I had no clue, but she loves a ring, so.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect. All right, so we have a few different things that we want to talk about as far as the relationships go. So I guess before we started the show, Christian had thought that it might be good to discuss things that we do well, as AKA strengths in a relationship, and things that we need to work on in the relationship. So I think this is something that everyone can benefit from. Saying this type of stuff out loud definitely might make you think a little bit differently about your situation or your relationship and how you can help it, maybe not necessarily move forward, but just get stronger in general.
Yeah, I agree.
So why don't you start it off, and you can we'll that was your idea, so you start it off, and we'll vibe off of what you're saying. And I know that we both have, Jesse and I probably already have things in our head that we know that we can talk about, but you start and we'll go from there.
Yeah, so I'll just start off just with one, weakness that I actually sat down probably a month ago or so, and like literally wrote down everything that makes Kelly angry at me, like everything that I do that she's angry about. And of course some of them are kind of like petty, small, but I at least wrote them down just so I can acknowledge it. And if you're living with someone, you understand that, like, so not in an intimate relationship, but just living with someone in general, you tend to have certain things that you guys butt heads on. So whether it's your cleanliness or different habits that you have, and it's the same in a relationship, but it's a little bit different only in the sense that I'm a lot more like forgiving with Kelly as opposed to like a roommate,
right?
So
you have to be.
Yeah. So for me, one of my weaknesses is being like passive aggressive on certain things, because sometimes
give us a specific example of that.
So
is that something you hear a lot, like, oh, you're being passive aggressive, but like what really do you think that is, or what signifies a passive aggressive comment or moment?
Well, she could say like, hey, can you go walk Oki? Can you go walk him? And
who's Oki? If the people might not know,
that's our baby right there. That's
the dog from the dog from the mask.
Okay,
yeah,
a dog.
Yeah,
not a baby boy human.
It's our baby boy.
A baby boy dog.
From Jim Carrey's
she'll say something like that, and like I'll be doing something, so I'm like, in my mind, it's like like I'm you see that I'm doing something, I'm in the office or whatever the case is, or even like doing something dumb like playing video, she just got me an Xbox, so I'm playing like FIFA, and it literally doesn't take me more than like 5 minutes, but I'll like get up and like I'll say I'll say okay, but I'll do it like it, and I can tell I'll say okay, but like I'm saying it like I'm angry, even though in my mind it's like it's inconvenient because I'm like doing something, but it's little stuff like that where I just answer in like my body language, the way I say it. And I know that she knows it, and she does it. She'll do it to me too. Just that's kind of, I feel like that's normal in a relationship. But I know that like when I do something without being passive aggressive, like so if she asks me and I say yeah, sure, no problem, it's so much more smoother. There's not that like friction, and there's no reason for it. It's just me kind of.
Do you think that
you're trying to say that what you really want to say is like fuck you? You walk the dog. Kelly?
Sometimes, but it's really
Dude,
not.
what's wrong with you?
It's not like that, but it's not hard. It takes no more, like I said, than 5 minutes. It's just it's inconvenient at the time, and naturally, I think it's natural for me, and
you're just being self-centered,
right?
Being a real
I
piece of
just
shit.
feel like, is there a difference between passive aggressive and sarcasm?
Yes.
Yeah. Because okay,
that's a good
so
question.
I just looked up the definition of passive aggressive, and it says of or denoting a type of behavior or personality characterized by indirect resistance to the demands of others.
Right.
Right, but sarcastic would be the same sort of like
So you can
application, but a different meaning.
Maybe sarcasm and passive aggressive are brother or sister.
right.
Well,
terms.
yeah, but
They're
I feel like
different, but in the same family.
if you're being sarcastic, you don't really mean it.
Because okay,
if
let's
you're
say
being passive aggressive,
could
like
mean
there's
it.
meaning behind that. Yeah, but
let's say your fiance.
Ooh,
How does that sound?
I like that.
You like it?
Yeah.
Let's say your fiance says, Kristen, can you go walk the dog? And you're like, yeah, I'll get right on that.
Right. Exactly.
Is that passive aggressive?
I feel like
Yeah.
it's both.
That's both, right? Like, yeah.
So I'm not.
I'll do that. Right.
I feel like sarcastic
I'm not like
is
that.
more meant to be like you're joking.
Yeah, I can see that.
So you don't say it out loud, but in your head you think.
Yeah.
You say, okay, honey, like I'll get right on it, or okay, I'll do that. But in your head you're like snickering, like, man, I'm playing 20 more minutes of FIFA, then I'll. But why wouldn't you just say, I'm almost done with this game, and then I'll do it?
See,
Or maybe is she not saying, can you walk the dog right now, when that's what she wants, but she's not saying it?
there's different situations. I think that is one of the cases. But see, I do say like, yeah, let me just finish this up real quick. But
Like, do y'all know when he's got to go?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so she sees that he's got to go. She's asking you to do that, to walk the
Right.
dog, and you're like, yeah, I'll do it like when I'm ready. But like he's got to go to the
Right.
bathroom now.
Right.
Okay,
So,
I get that. So that's something that you feel like you need.
I need to work on.
Like, yo, pause the game.
yeah.
Like the game's not going anywhere.
Right.
From an outsider's perspective. And walk the freaking dog, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, strength. Let's hit it with a strength now.
Strength, I think for the most part, I'm like really, really open, and like when there's like an issue, like even if it's something serious, I'm open to like say, hey, can I talk to you real quick?
You're
And-
good at expressing your feelings?
Yeah.
Wow, most men would say that that's a weakness, I would assume.
Yeah. And I've told her before, like, sorry, I know I can be tough to deal with sometimes. Like, I know I'm like passive aggressive at times and like selfish. So I've told her, I've acknowledged it before, but it's just that every day it's almost like it's like a natural reaction for me to be like, to be like that. So it's weird, but I just need to keep talking about it.
Cool. All right. So Jesse, what would you say? How long have so Jesse is in a relationship with, I think I might like her, love her more than you do, dude.
Yeah. No.
But
What?
all right, so Jesse's in a relationship with Helena.
I thought you
Shout
might
out.
love her more than you love me.
Shout
That
out
I
to
can
Helene.
accept.
And you guys have been dating for
Like 13 months, a little over a year.
Did you all have like a celebration for your 1 year?
Yeah, we just went to dinner.
Oh, okay.
Nothing
That's
crazy.
good. That's good. Okay, so 1 year. So you definitely have
Sometimes.
something that you know that. Okay, so what would you say one of your weaknesses is when it comes to that relationship? What can you improve on, or what does she say that ticks her off?
Well, it's a pretty easygoing relationship. Oh, one thing that I think probably irritates her now is I joke around, as you guys know. I joke around all the time.
No, not you.
And I think it's one of those things like I saw some
passive-aggressive Christian.
I saw
No,
some
sarcasm.
meme that like it doesn't directly apply, but it's like it showed like some guy like sleeping and like snoring, and then it said like first week of your relationship, like the girl's sitting there looking at him sleeping like, oh, his snoring is so cute.
Yeah.
And then like after a year she's like standing over him with a knife like ready to fucking stab him.
And
I
just for all the listeners, like Jesse is probably the worst snorer I've
Yeah.
ever encountered. You don't necessarily sleep next to a lot of guys all the time, but like sometimes you go on a trip, you go to a hotel, you travel, whatever, dude.
Bop, bada, beep, bop, boop, bop, bop.
It's funny because shout out to Anthony Marcello, who knows that Jesse is the most intense snorer, and like anytime we go anywhere, he's like, dude, I can't stay with him. I got to get my own room. I got to do my own thing. I can't. I'm like, dude, it's not that bad. And last time I said, oh yeah, it's not that bad, I was like wanting to frickin' suffocate Jesse into sleep.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
the Mimi is the girl standing over him with the knife.
Wait, did you say
What?
Mimi?
What's the?
Well, I'm just
Where were
saying.
you going with that?
At first, with the joking around, I mean, I still do. I make her laugh a lot, and I'm always joking and making light of everything.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes,
Take it a little too far.
well, not. I think it's just like all the time. I can't shut it off. That's kind of like, that's what I'm doing all the time. And sometimes my mind goes to really weird places, and I say things that are like completely like,
Right.
I 100% don't mean them. Like, I'll like just say, like I'm joking about something with a child and unappropriate shit. It goes. There's no telling where it's gonna
The
go.
filter,
Like,
the off switch, something's
my mind,
broken.
yeah, my mind just goes places, and I feel like it can probably get annoying. And then I even sometimes I say to her, because she doesn't always like. I think she holds it in, and then I'm like, I have to get annoying.
I have to get.
I have to, and I don't mean it, but
She should probably be pretty comfortable by now with telling you, like, yo, you're being.
I can
friggin-
tell now. I can tell.
Yeah,
She just
body
give you the look.
language,
And you
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to
Okay.
look.
All right. So,
But,
dude, I think that's really cool, to be able to admit that.
Yeah.
You say it out loud. So now, next time you're fucking off, you
More
might think, like,
conscious.
yo, maybe I need to tone this down to a 7 from,
Yeah.
from the 11,
Yeah.
Tone it down just so
You know?
one joke or two.
And what do you got for strengths, dude?
Strengths. I feel like I'm very put together as far as I don't have much of a temper or like it doesn't.
mood,
Not that she
yeah.
does anything to really piss me off. I can like take like if she would come to me with some crazy situation, and now there's a lot of crazy stuff going on with her brother right now, and it like she brings it up a lot, and I can tell it like really like gets to her, and she's always pissed off and this and that with the stuff going on with him, and I can kind of like sit there and just like look at it and kind of look at it from a different perspective and kind of like try to help her understand like maybe where he's coming from or some other sides of it to like cool the situation off. But even if there was some kind of thing going on between us, like instead of getting mad, I can just like, I mean, obviously everyone might get mad, but I can kind of like calmly look at any situation and
You're pretty
like
even
talk
keel.
things through. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can attest to that. You're definitely
chill.
I just kind of take things as
Yeah.
they come and go, and
Not really too high.
And that's
or
good
too
in a
low,
relationship because
yeah.
some people lose their
Yeah.
cool. They say shit they don't mean, or they go off the
Right.
handle.
Yeah,
or they
like
fucking
I'm
lose
very-
it. Like,
I feel like that's it's helpful.
right on.
Yeah.
Excellent.
What about you, Drew? I know you're coming up on a big, like literally, like this week.
Yes,
or
the
next week.
birth of my daughter could be any day right now.
Wow.
Jen and I have been married since July 7th, 2017, which is, coming up on, we're on about 18 months, a year and a half we've been married. But we've been together for, before we got married, we were together for like
17
4 or 5
years.
years.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a pretty long-standing, relationship. And just remember, Christian, when you say those vows, my brother, and you say I do, it's till death do us part.
Yeah. Well, I remember when I moved in with Kelly, you're like, Christian, there's only 2 options from here, right? I'm like, what's that? You're like, either, what'd you say? Either you guys are getting married or you guys are splitting up.
You
That's
break
it.
up and it's done.
That's it,
Yeah. Which is a fact.
Yeah.
So, but not to scare
Wouldn't
anyone.
that
out
be
there.
the only 2 options, even if you just
Well, because if
didn't
you
live
break
together?
up, I think what you're saying is, or not break up, if you got like moved
Yeah,
in.
it's kind of common sense.
Yeah.
But okay, here's a better way to look at it. It makes or breaks the relationship
Yeah.
when you
when
you move in with
a
your
final
significant
test.
other.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
the final test.
And Jesse's on the cusp of taking that dive too.
I
So
basically have been living with her. I mean, I haven't
Yeah.
been to my
No, you still have your own apartment. So.
right, but let me clarify this, sir. I have my own apartment, but I haven't slept there since the first week in December. So over a month, I have not slept in my apartment that I pay for.
Wow.
But there's
I've only
still
been
there.
there
It's
for
still
like
there.
a total of 5
Yeah.
hours.
You get it back.
Once you either sign a lease with them or you move all your shit in, that's
It's
when
serious.
That's when not that it's serious. Like that's when that is the
Official.
make or break.
Yeah.
April
make or break.
1st, apartment's gone.
Wow.
So as far as strengths go, I mean, I'm going to start with the weaknesses, right? Because that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
We always want to end on a positive note. I think that's important for everyone out there. Who's trying to improve themselves. You always follow up something negative with something positive and end on a positive note. Super necessary. So I just love to do what I want to do when I want to do it, anytime that I want, and that's my thing. That's my jam.
So that's not her jam.
No. Like I'm a free mover.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I was on my jet ski like last weekend, and I was on Facebook Live, and there's a few dads who are like saying,
I saw that.
enjoy it while you can, and that really fucking
it's over, Drew. Fucking hang it up,
and
bud.
and I've had many conversations with Jen about this, and it makes me angry because my life is not your life.
Right.
You choose to live your life the way that you want, and yes, expanding your family and having a child certainly will change that. But if something is important to you, you will find a way to do it.
Yeah.
If it's a priority and you love it, you're passionate about it, you will find a way to incorporate it into your life. Doesn't matter if you have children or not.
Yeah,
but
they can come out.
that's not what this is about. So yeah, just strap the baby on. Diaper bag on the back.
Yeah,
jet
there you go.
Backflips.
So yeah, that's my thing, and like that kind of ties into what you guys talked about, like sarcasm and passive aggression. These are all things that everyone, I'm sure, has struggled with in some point in time. But it just all boils down to just self-centeredness.
Yeah.
And that's one of the most challenging things to deal with when you're in a relationship, because it's not about you anymore. It's about the couple,
The team.
the team. Yeah. Yep. And I've done things, personally to benefit myself, whether it's financial moves or things like that, and you learn over time as you go, but like I'll spend, $800 on a camera lens, and then she'll want a kitchen table for the same price, and I'm like, are you fucking crazy?
Right.
It's a fucking kitchen table. You just go out to the dump and you pick one and you bring it home. Like it's like $40.
Yeah.
But like, I'm passionate about photography, and it's my, my business that I'm trying to build. And she really loves interior design and, making the house feel like a home.
And it does. She does great at it.
She does.
So like
You'd be living in a fucking cardboard box right now if it wasn't for Jen.
as long as I got the best exhaust on my jet ski, we're good.
Yeah. I hear you.
So, that's always something I need to work on, is putting my needs aside.
Yeah.
That's the yin and the yang.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And as far as strengths go, I'm not good at expressing my feelings, so I can't say that. And it needs to be pried out of me,
Yeah.
Communicating is something that is getting better with time. But I definitely feel like, as far as like one of like the really strong things in our relationship, is that like we don't argue over petty things.
Okay. See, that's big.
So yeah, and that just, again, it comes with time. But like you start to realize after 32 years on this planet that like you think of the end of it, like where's the argument going to go? How's it going to end? Why are we going to waste time being mad at each other over something stupid? I mean, if you're fucking some other girl and she finds out and it blows up, I mean, that's a different case.
Yeah.
Am I right, Jesse?
Well, then you're a real piece of shit.
No, but if you're all gonna argue about like where you're going out to eat or like just like silly things like that, like we really try to minimize that. And I feel like that's one of our my strengths, is that like I will never spend time being mad at someone or her for petty things.
Yeah.
That's big.
I was actually, I can't really say the details because it's kind of not G-rated, but me and Elena had this a tiny little argument last night. It wasn't even an argument. It was just like she got annoyed, and then 10 minutes later she was okay, and then I was annoyed that she got annoyed and then was okay like in 5 seconds later.
Right.
and then I was annoyed, and then we kind of like sort of made up, and then it was like we still kind of both went to bed like
Angry?
not angry, but like
In a quarrel?
kind of unresolved. Like it
Uneasy?
was like,
Yeah,
"Are
you
you
can't
okay?"
do
Yeah,
that.
I'm okay. I'm okay. And it was
Yeah,
like,
you can't do that.
And we woke up this morning, and then she texted me and was like, "I'm sorry, I was an asshole." And I was like, "No, actually, I was an asshole." And then she was like, "No, I was the asshole." And I was like, "We're not gonna play this blame game. I love
who's the
you.
bigger
You
rat,
love
yeah.
me. You're sorry. I'm sorry. How the fuck is your day?
That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?"
That's it. Move on with it. But the crazy thing is why couldn't y'all get to that point last night?
It's that time of the month, dude. And I felt like I don't want to poke the bear anymore. I just wanted to.
Go to sleep.
And you know, it was the one time.
No. You're not poking the bear by apologizing and saying that you were wrong. Why couldn't you, like, so this morning you got to the point where you said, I was wrong. Why couldn't you do that last night? You were just too angry and in the moment?
It's a real-
I don't know.
real
No, I
question,
should have.
That's
I
real
should
That's a
have.
freaking brain buster.
I should have, dude. No, I actually did kind of. I rarely ever get angry, and I wasn't angry to the point where I said anything. I was just like standing there with like a
You were
face
cold
like-
shoulder almost.
yeah. I was just like
Yeah.
I just had to like, because that's I guess my defense mechanism. When I do get angry, I just kind of like, no, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yeah, zone out.
Like a
or tune
woman.
out.
Oh, that makes it so much more worse.
Yeah.
I know
All right.
'cause you're completely not fine. My mom does that.
Yeah.
My mom like.
Not Bonita.
You're not fine.
My mom's like, I'm fine. And you can just tell you're like, oh my God, like, look at your face. You are not.
Not Bonita.
All right, so much good stuff in there, and I know that there's people out there listening that can relate to what we're talking about, and that can maybe hopefully benefit from it. So if you're in an argument, don't go to bed angry.
No.
You know, Jesse. So next time, hopefully you'll reflect back on that situation and just be like, "This is ridiculous." You know, even if you're not wrong, sometimes it's easy just to, you know.
I've definitely done that.
Hey, Christian, drop that Nimbus cloud.
Yo.
Hey, Jesse, I have a question for you, my brother. Jesse, I got a question. If I needed a logo or maybe a website done for my company, who could I possibly ask or reach out to?
Well, you could search Google, but you could also call D Squared Media.
Yo, D Squared, shout out.
This episode is brought to you by D Squared Media, specializing in business branding, web design, graphic design,
Get it.
logos, t-shirts, print material, whatever you need. Check out our website, theeverydayhustleshow.com, which was completely done by Danny and his team. Anybody who needs any work done or wants to use their services will receive 10% off of the total invoice of the job.
Yeah.
Jesse, how much could you save?
Potentially millions of dollars, tens of millions.
If your project is $100 million, you could save potentially millions. But yeah, we always want to, take the time to say thank you to people who work hard. You know, we support small business, we support each other. That's how we all grow as entrepreneurs. And I want to thank AC Delgado for the beat.
Yeah.
Hit him up for any of your music composing needs. He's out in the Midwest, but always able to help remotely. We thank you greatly for the beat. It brings an awesome feel and twist to the show. But that's going to wrap up the 54th recorded episode coming to you pre-recorded from Lake Worth, Florida.